Right, we're back. We're back. Hopefully you came across with us from the Wrexham versus Chelsea game. What an unbelievable game that was. 4-2 it finished to Chelsea. We had to stay with it. We stuck with it through to the bitter end. Chelsea getting a rather undeserved win. I think we would probably all agree. Wrexham, really unlucky, it has to be said, to go out. But Chelsea go through to the quarter-final of the FA Cup. And we've missed the first 30 minutes of the Newcastle City game. I'm now watching Newcastle City. All the clock is all synced up. We're all good. Newcastle against Man City. Newcastle 1-0 up so far with a goal from Harvey Barnes. Both sides have heavily rotated. I'm really intrigued to watch this now to see how City respond. Yeah, I'm really not sure exactly. I want to know what you guys think. I want to know your thoughts in terms of the chat. Get your predictions in the chat for me if you can. Get your score prediction based off what we've seen so far. You know, Newcastle 1, City 0. If you've watched the game, if you've only just joined it, same as I have, what do you think? Based on Newcastle being 1-0 up after 37 minutes, do you think they can hold out? Who will be the next goal scorer? Get your answers in the chat if you can. Chad, what channel is it on? It's on TNT 1, mate. TNT 1. Jane says 3-2 to Newcastle, you're thinking. Broken Verdict says, come on, Newcastle, put the cheats to the sword. 115 FC. And Jane, as an Arsenal fan, I want Newcastle to win. Wonderful stuff. Thank you, everyone that did come across. Where are we up to? I'm trying to make sure we've got everything we need in terms of the live, because obviously it was a slightly crazy crossover. City on the far side with Doku, pulls the ball across, must be, oh, it's in, it's 1-1, it's 1-1, it's Savinho on the far side. Yeah, it just hit him. It just hit him, but what a goal that is from City, and it's all due to Doku. Savinho's running over and he's pointing at Doku because it really is all down to him. And you know what? This just reinforces how important wingers are in the game. Doku doesn't get enough starts for City for me. He doesn't get the starts that maybe he deserves, but every time he plays, he gives the fullback a torrid time, and he's done it here again. They've tried doubling up on him. And look at him, he drops the shoulder, gets to the byline. He's just so quick. It's a wonderful ball in. It actually hits Savinho. Is it hit him in his shin? How does it actually go in? He doesn't even move. Yeah, it just bobbles in off his shin and it's over the line and it's 1-1. But it's all due to Doku. Doku assist, Savinho with the goal. There you go, City level. City level. How quick was that? Goodness me. Bradders says going 2-1 Newcastle. Gordon coming off the bench to get the winner second half. Chad says nice one. Who would be your ideal draw for the next round for Liverpool? Next round for Liverpool. Honestly, I'd personally prefer Chelsea. I'd like to see Liverpool get Chelsea in the next round. But I don't mind. You've got to beat the best to be the best. Harrison never watches his own team. I watched Liverpool last night. I'm sure these people just don't watch enough Premier League, Dad. That's the problem. Tuchel watching Hall, says ZQXV. Oh, City nearly 2-0. Reinders, nearly 2-1, sorry. Reinders getting into the box and so close to City coming back into it and winning. Taking the lead just before half-time. Unbelievable. Unbelievable stuff. Great effort that from Reinders, it must be said. And it probably should have been 2-1 to City. Rasta, come on the Mags. Broken Verdict, every time I open my mouth, the other team scores. Somebody get the super glue. I need to stop chatting shit. Ryan Spurrier, hi Key, mate. How's it going, lad? Good to see you. Davey, so if you have to be the beat, be the beat. That doesn't make sense, Davey. That doesn't make sense, mate. Oh, what a City. What's Ramsdale doing? What's Ramsdale doing? Oh, he's give away a corner. I tell you what. And how's he screaming at his defence there? He's literally having a go at his defence. It's all your fault, mate. What are you doing? What on earth are you doing? Shocking. Ramsdale very nearly getting City in trouble. Davey, so if you have to be the beat... That doesn't make any sense, Davey. Sorry, mate. I'd love to respond, but yeah, it doesn't read well. If you have to be the beat, what do you mean be the beat? If you have to be the beat. Try again, mate. Maddow says, what would be your ideal punishment for City? Two-window transfer ban, suspended points deduction. That would be my ideal. Davey, if you have to beat the best to be the best, if Arsenal win, are they the best? Yes. Yeah. In the league, yeah. Maybe not in the cup. Don't necessarily think the FA Cup winners are the best team in football, are they? But certainly, yeah, if you win the league, then that's the case. But to be fair, I've said that anyway. I think even if Arsenal don't win the league, I think they are the best team in world football. Comfortably. Brian says, City to the world. Tom Marvin, you have the most annoying voice in the world, pal. There's another one to get on the bio. Put that in the bio. Most annoying voice in the world. Worst personality on TikTok. 2026. Ryan, I feel for Wrexham. They played so well, in my opinion. And David says, yeah, Wrexham got robbed. Not going to lie. Yeah, Wrexham were fantastic. I thought it was a really good game. Fabulous game from Wrexham. It's a shame that Chelsea had to sully such a fantastic FA Cup tie by actually going through. Broken Verdict says 40 points, one window transfer ban for City. I don't think they can do a points deduction. I think they either have to relegate them like fully, or you can't give them a points deduction. I don't think you can do that. I think that attacks the integrity of the Premier League. Personally, I think a points deduction is the wrong approach. I don't think that's the right thing. I know they've given points deductions to Everton and they give points deductions to Forest and they've done it to Leicester, but they were on a much smaller scale. I don't think they can give City a 40-point points deduction. That doesn't make any sense to me. I think that would attack the integrity of the Prem, and I think you'd be better off give them a 3-window transfer ban. If indeed they are found guilty, obviously there's still things that has to be done to demonstrate whether they're actually guilty or not. But yeah, I would say if they get found guilty, then they need to be punished. But I think 3-window transfer ban's probably suitable. Ryan, as a City fan, I would take any punishment as it's 115 charges. We've obviously done something wrong. The only thing that you've definitively done wrong, which can be proven and has been proven, is that you haven't cooperated with the Premier League. Like, of the 115 charges, I think about 2/3 of them are non-cooperation charges. Like 60 odd of the 115, might even be 70 odd of the 115, are the Premier League saying, can you send us this piece of information? And Manchester City's just going, nah, we don't think you've got the right to ask us for that information, so we're not sending it. That's one charge. And they've got loads of them type of charges. So those ones are pretty obvious. That's like a blanket. That's a very binary, are they guilty or are they not? The Premier League can say, well, we did ask for it. The court will look at it and go, well, did you give it to him? City will say, well, no. And then we're okay, well, guilty. Guilty as charged. Jane says, what team do you support? I'm a Liverpool fan, Jane. Bradders, why should the rules apply to everyone else but them? No, listen, I agree. The rules should apply to everyone. I'm not defending City. I'm just saying that I think due process has to take place. And already, City have already been condemned and found guilty, really, of the most serious stuff. I think that you could probably say they are guilty of some of those charges because we know that they haven't provided the Premier League with some of the information that they've requested. And that is a problem. But the more serious stuff about them, like allegedly hiding money, allegedly paying managers and players more money through other means, that's the more, dangerous stuff. Joe, how do you not lose your voice from doing all these streams? I don't know, I can't tell you. Mark Stewart, I support Sunderland and I can't wait till the derby. Yeah, we're doing that one, Newcastle Sunderland, in a couple. Is it a couple of weeks time? Yeah. We're doing on that day. We have got this. That's the best ever Sunday. That one, by the way. On that day, it's my most favourite Sunday in ever coming up. So we've got Newcastle Sunderland, which is a 12 o'clock kickoff. Then it's the Carabao Cup final at 4:30. Man City against Arsenal, and then at 8 o'clock, it's Real Madrid against Atletico Madrid. Madrid derby. I can get in. What an unbelievable night of football that is going to be. I'll be here for all three of them. Right. Half-time. Manchester City just getting level. Newcastle 1, City 1, half-time. Pride of Merseyside says we might have had 5 Newcastle City games, but they've all been entertaining, to be honest. You're always going to get it. These two really do go at each other. There's not any of that sitting back nonsense that you get with some other teams naming no names. But City and Newcastle always feel like they have a go. Sanchez, well, if they're clean, why don't they want to hand them over? Well, I think their argument is that they're asking for things that they've not asked other teams for, and it's off the back of the, is it the Der Spiegel links? Der Spiegel, the German newspaper that did the investigation that alleged that City were doing all these rule breaks. And because of that, the Premier League asked for extra information, and City said, well, yeah, we'll provide you with this, but we're not providing you with that. You don't have the right to ask for that. So, yeah, that's their argument anyway. David, if you think about Everton's punishment, City should get something severe. If City are found guilty, they will get something severe. They will. The problem is finding them guilty. It's going to be so hard. So hard. Ronnie says Spurs v Forest that day as well, Key, 2:15. Do you know what, though, mate? I don't really know how I'm going to do that. I'd love to do the Spurs-Forest game as well. Think about it. I'd love to do Newcastle-Sunderland, Spurs-Forest, Arsenal-City, Real Madrid-Atletico, but I think 4 games absolutely, it batters me. It kills me off. It's so hard. Oxford fan Key, change the light to black or white. Go on. Yeah, let's change the light. What should we change it to? Hang on. Green, blue, yellow, blue, white. Is that white? No, it's purple. Hang on. Oh, we got a nice look at that. A little nice colour changer. No, we're not doing that. Let's do the white light. There you go. We'll do white for Newcastle. Nice white light for Newcastle. Ronaldo the goal says Key, the 2024 Euros was kind of boring. I didn't love the Euros either, mate. 92FC says no point in relegation. City, they'll come straight back up and stop someone else from coming up. And Broken Verdict says worst case, relegate them and strip all titles during that period. They robbed Liverpool, United and Arsenal of so many memories of winning trophies. Remember 9 years of cheating. Jane, if you could support Arsenal, would you? I wouldn't, no. I think you have to stick with your team, no matter who they are. If that's your team from a young age, you should stick with them, and you should always stick with that team. Sarah, if they are guilty, they should be sent to the Conference League. And Bud says better than supporting hypocrites. Who's hypocrites? Who's hypocritical? Ryan says, Key, as a Liverpool fan, are you concerned with the way you're playing? No, I don't think Liverpool are playing. Liverpool are playing arguably the most attacking football in the league in terms of chances created. We've created more chances than any other team. Like that in itself tells you that we're at least trying to play football. We're not doing it in the most effective and efficient way, and we can't really defend, so that's a separate issue. We're not winning games of football, not through a lack of attacking play, because we're just not very good defensively, and we've not got the bench that Arsenal and City have. So, yeah, no, I'm not concerned by the way we're playing at all. I think Liverpool have been at different points in this season too attacking, and he's now kind of reined it in, and he's probably pulled it in a little bit too much. Liverpool fans they don't like Arne Slot. A lot of Liverpool fans who are whinging at him, they don't like Arne Slot. That's what it is. He doesn't hug the players. He doesn't fist bump the fans. That's what they're missing. The biggest problem with Arne Slot in those Liverpool fans' minds is that he's not Jurgen Klopp. Kingstonian, first time I've seen one of your lives, mate. I've only ever seen you clipped up in Arsenal vids. Oh, well, welcome to the live, mate. I really appreciate you joining and sticking around, and yeah, it's good. We watch games every day on this channel. It's not just Arsenal, believe it or not. We watch games every single day. So we've just watched Wrexham Chelsea. We're now watching Newcastle City. Tomorrow we're watching Rangers Celtic and Inter Milan against AC Milan. Monday we're doing Brentford West Ham in the FA Cup, and then Tuesday we're back to the Champions League. Galatasaray against Liverpool, followed by... Who else is on Tuesday? Is it Newcastle Barca? Newcastle Barca Tuesday. So Galatasaray Liverpool, Newcastle Barca. Wednesday we're doing Bayer Leverkusen Arsenal, and then Real Madrid City. So loads and loads of good footy next week. It's Luke says, "Où est le quiz?" Well, I haven't done a quiz for this one. I was hoping Welshwing would be in tonight, actually. Ronnie, how many panini packs to do? All 4 games that day. Oh, hey, you'd have to send me super chats enough. I'll prove it if you send me super chats worth whatever 4 panini packs are. I'll buy them. I'll buy them with the money you send, and I'll show them on the screen, and we'll do the panini opening. Dan says, to be fair, the viral Arsenal clips are part of the key law now. Key law. Harry, why hate on Arsenal all the time? I don't hate Arsenal, and I don't hate on it all the time. You'll find, mate, as I said, you'll find a whole lot of Arsenal fans in the chat who've come thinking that's the case and have stuck around because it's actually quite a nice vibe. We watch a lot of football together. There's a great bunch of people who just love watching footy. And it's not a one club fan channel. It's not an anti-Arsenal or anti-United or anti-whatever. There's a load of United fans who give me stick every time Liverpool lose. Same with Arsenal fans. Same with Chelsea. There was Chelsea fans in the chat and we were laughing at them when Wrexham were winning. And then they laughed at us when Chelsea turned it round. That's football. That's what we do every single day on this channel. Live. Live banter with fans in the chat together. And I'm sat here fizzing when Liverpool get beat. Jane says, I'm an Arsenal fan. Lovely to see you. Timmy, I love Key's content, to be honest, and I'm an Arsenal fan. Hey, there you go. There you go. Harry, do you think Arsenal will win something? Yes. Yeah, definitely. Do you not get tired from standing up for long hours? No, not really. No. Sanchez, I don't want them demoted. We need top teams in the Premier. It'd be a shame to lose City. Honestly, stripping the title, doing the whole stripping the title does nothing, does it? Does nothing. Joe says, am I the only Fulham fan in your comments? I think you are, mate. Yeah, I think you are the only Fulham fan in there. Real Life says, no way Key is relying on Welshwing now. Honestly, mate, I am. I did tonight. I did, because we did both of me Welsh quizzes. Do you know what? Here, I've always got a backup. I've got my little. This is my little quiz book. Let me see. I could do one. I could throw. Should we do a little half-time quiz? Go on. I have got one. Have I got one that we could do? Oh, I think we've done both of them recently. Right. I tell you what. What about... Right, here. It's not necessarily related to any of the teams in the are playing, but we can do it. Name for me the top 20 Everton Premier League appearance holders. Everton Premier League appearance holders only in the Premier League era. But I want the top 20. Give me them. Kingstonian, is there talk of stripping City? I hadn't heard that. Yeah, there was talk of taking the titles off them. That happened, obviously, to Juventus when they got found guilty of bribing the officials in the whole Italian Serie A refgate, whatever that was called. So they got titles stripped and they got relegated down. And they're back now, aren't they? It didn't really cause a huge amount of issues for them because they were back up into Serie A fairly quickly. A lot of players stuck with them. Obviously, Del Piero's and various others stuck with the club. Right, sorry, here we go. Yes, Everton. I want your all-time Everton Premier League appearance holders. Where are we up to? Joel says Barry. Gareth Barry does not make the top 20. No. Seamus Coleman, says Joe. Yeah, Seamus Coleman's number 1. Good answer. Ryan says Seamus Coleman as well. Joe says Baines. Fellaini, says Madhouse. Baines is 4th. Fellaini doesn't make the top 20. Leighton Baines, Gareth Barry, Rooney. Rooney doesn't make the top 20. Arteta. Mikel Arteta doesn't make the top 20. Tim Cahill, Howard and Unsworth. Cahill says Chimey. Tim Cahill is 13th. Unsworth was said by Idle Yorkshireman. Love the username. Yeah, David Unsworth is 7th. And who else was there? Tim Howard, says Dan. Tim Howard's surely in there. Where's Tim Howard? He's 2nd. Tim Howard is 2nd. So not Rooney. Jordan Pickford. Jordan Pickford is 6th. Good answer. Broken verdict. Kevin Campbell. The great Kevin Campbell doesn't make it. No. Fabulous player, but he doesn't make it in there. Michael Keane is in there. Correct. Michael Keane, bizarrely, number 16th. I wouldn't have said that personally, but he is in there. You are right. Coleman, Howard, Osman, Distan and Hibbert, says Ronnie. Okay, Osman is 4th. Distan is 20th. Hibbert is 8th. Well done. Who else are we missing who's not been said? Southall, says Joe. Yep, Neville Southall's correct. Neville Southall, 18th. Cenk Tosun. Dan says Phil Neville. Phil Neville's right, he's 10th. Jagielka, says Richard Kennedy. Jagielka is there, 5th. Jags. So far, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 left to go. 7 left to go. You got 13. I need 7 more from you. 7 more to go. Pinar, says Daniel. Pinar is 19th. Well done. What are we up to? Naismith. Not Naismith. Calvert-Lewin. Yeah, Dominic Calvert-Lewin is 10th. Even with all his injury record, Calvert-Lewin makes it in 10th. Jagielka, Hibbert, Carsley, Yobo. Lee Carsley, no. But Yobo, yes, 15th. Well done. Distan, Michael Keane, Lukaku, Sigurdsson, no. Peter Reid. So far, you've got Distan, Pinar, Southall, Michael Keane, Joseph Yobo, Tim Cahill, Calvert-Lewin, Phil Neville, Tony Hibbert, David Unsworth, Jordan Pickford, Jagielka, Baines, Osman, Howard and Coleman. We're doing the top 20 most appearances in the Premier League for Everton. You've still got 1, 2, 3, 4 left to get. Not Yerry Mina, but Ryan's got one with Duncan Ferguson. Big Dunk. I'm surprised it took you that long to get Duncan Ferguson, to be honest. Big Dunk, well done, Luke and Lewis, well done. It's Luke says David Weir. Yes, David Weir, big Scottish centre-back. David Weir moved back up with Rangers after a long spell with Everton, so good shout. Ronnie says Gay as well. Yeah, Idrissa Gana Gay makes it at 17th. Yeah, Davy Weir. Old Davy Weir. Still some more to go. So you've got Distan, Pinar, Southall, Gay, Keane, Yobo, Cahill, Weir, Ferguson, Calvert-Lewin. So there's actually only 1 more left to get. 1 more to get. And he's from he's 90s. He's 90s, early noughties Everton. Not Nikica Jelavic, no. Pride of Merseyside says, Key, you missed my comment. I said Ferguson twice. I didn't see, mate. I apologise. Moved very quick. Chat moved very quickly. I apologise. Not Beardsley. Hibbert famously never scored. No, if Hibbo scores, we riot was the famous banner in the Gladys Street, wasn't it? There you go, Ronnie's got it. It is Dave Watson, number 14, Dave Watson. The top 20 most appearances for Everton in the Premier League is Sylvain Distin at number 20. I think he's one of the most appearances overall in the Premier League. Played for lots of clubs, Sylvain Distin, including Newcastle and Manchester City, didn't he? So I guess there is a tenuous connection to these two in the quiz. Sylvain Distin, number 20th in the all-time Everton appearances. Played for City, played for Newcastle. Number 19, Stephen Pienaar. Number 18 is the bin man, Neville Southall, wonderful goalkeeper. Number 17 and 16, two current Everton players in Idrissa Gana Gueye and Michael Keane. Number 15, Joseph Yobo. Number 14, Dave Watson. Fabulous centre-back, Dave Watson. Tim Cahill, one of my favourite Everton players of all time, always seemed to score against us as well. Tim Cahill, number 13. Number 12, David Weir. Number 11, Duncan Disorderly, Duncan Ferguson. Number 10, Calvert-Lewin. Maybe going to the World Cup this year. What do you think? Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Number 9, Phil Neville. Probably the better of the two Neville brothers in terms of Premier League appearances and every longevity. He could play everywhere, Phil Neville, couldn't he? They put him right back, centre mid, left back. He kind of played everywhere for a spell. Tony Hibbert at number 8. Never played for England, never scored for Everton, but was a very good servant for him. David Unsworth, number 7. Number 6, current Everton keeper Jordan Pickford. Number 5, Jagielka. 4, Leighton Baines, one of the best left-backs of all time, I think, in the Premier League. Number 3 is Leon Osman. Number 2, Tim Howard. And number 1, 60 grand, Seamus Coleman. Right, and we're off for the second half. That was nicely timed. We're off for the second half. Come on, Newcastle. Turn these over. Could do with Newcastle knocking them out so we've got an easier ride in the next round. If we get... I'd rather play Newcastle than City. Chimey says, not a single answer from the Everton fans in the chat. Why am I not surprised? It's disgusting, and it's just they think they know. They don't know ball, do they? That's the problem. Mikel Arteta, the bloke who lives in your head rent-free, may have been close. I mean, he wasn't in the top 20. I don't know how close he was to the top 20, but he wasn't in there. Sanchez, nah, come on City. They need to play as much games as Arsenal. And Joe says, can you name Welsh players to play for Liverpool? Just in the Premier League, Welsh players to play for Liverpool. Okay, Bellamy, Rush. I guess you could say Williams and Ward. It's probably, yeah, Williams, Ward, Dean Saunders. Chance City must be. It is 2-1. It's Marmouche. This game's pretty much wrapped up. I'm telling you, Newcastle aren't coming back from this. As soon as the game's kicked off, 46-50. Literally straight out after half-time, and Newcastle 1, City 2. There's a claim on the far side, maybe for a potential foul. A potential foul, but I can't see it. Marmouche sticks it in. Newcastle 1, City 2. Game over. Telling you, that's it now. They'll score 3 or 4 now, City. They'll kill these off. Can't see Newcastle turning it round. Yeah, it's just a simple goal. Do you know what? And the thing, I guess the frustration from Newcastle here is, it's basically the same goal that City have scored. Like, 5 minutes either side of half-time. Couple of minutes either side of half-time, and they've scored the exact same goal. Danny Murphy wasn't Welsh. No, Danny Murphy wasn't Welsh. James Collins never played for Liverpool. Broken verdict. Why? Just when I said Newcastle 2-1, I'm telling you, I'm cursed. You've said this. I'm telling you. Did Wilson ever get a game for Liverpool? No, I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. He might have played in like the League Cup or something. Wilson, you'd probably include Ben Woodburn by the same token. There's been some like Ben Woodburn played and scored actually against Leeds in a League Cup game in Anfield. I was there for it, but I don't think it's not been that many Welsh players for Liverpool, to be honest. John Toshack. No, of course. I mean, if we're talking only Premier League era, of course, if you go back a little bit further, you could do. Alan Evans, wasn't he, as well? Alan Evans, I'm sure, was Welsh. Played for Liverpool. Perry, you live tomorrow? I'm live every day, Perry. Every single day I'm live. Connor, how's it going, sir? Good to see you. Nico Williams we've got. Yeah. Bellamy, Rush, Williams, Ward, Saunders, Wilson and Woodburn. I've got 4, 5, 6, 7 so far. I'm sure there's more than that. But I can't think of more than that off the top of my head. Can we have a little check, sir? Dan says top 15 Brazil scorers in the Prem. We did. I'm sure we did that quiz not that long ago. Top 15 Brazil scorers in the Prem. That might have been top 15 Brazil appearance holders in the Prem. Brazil scorers would be Firmino, probably Willian. Marmoush, strike. Oh, is it going to be a corner? Did that take a deflection? Oh, it was Savinio, actually. Rob says Paul Jones, of course. We literally had Paul Jones, didn't we? Paul Jones was in the last quiz we did. Of course, Paul Jones. Yeah, he played for Liverpool. Rob says Paul Jones played. It's Luke says, obviously. Oh, Perry, what games are you doing tomorrow? We're doing Celtic against Rangers at Ibrox. The Old Firm in the Scottish Cup quarter-final. Obviously, both of them miles off it in the league. So the Scottish Cup is now taking on extra importance. And it was 2-2 in the Old Firm last week. Should be another big game tomorrow in the Old Firm. That's a 1 o'clock kickoff, so I'll be live tomorrow at about 12:30. And then I'm also live straight after that for Inter Milan against AC Milan. So tomorrow is Derby Sunday. Rangers against Celtic, and then the Derby della Madonnina. Inter Milan v AC Milan tomorrow. Ryan says, did John Toshack manage Real Madrid? I think he did briefly, yeah. He was at Sociedad. Did he play? I don't know if he played for. Did he manage Real Madrid or play for? I can't remember. I'm sure he played in Spain and I'm sure he managed in Spain. I think he managed Real Sociedad. I can't remember if he managed Madrid. He might well have done. Briefly. Dan says Firmino's first, Willian's fourth. Sorry, let me get back to this. So, top Brazilian goal scorers in the Prem. Firmino, Willian. David Tudor, thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that. It's Luke. I'm still not today's streaming now. Pay the bills are still work. No, absolutely still a work in progress, mate. Yeah, still a work in progress. Man City will get the win, says Annette, and Ronaldo says Key who scored. It was Marmoush who scored, mate. Marmoush with the second, Savinio with the first, and Newcastle probably down and out. How's Wolves doing? Wolves. In about Voltemada. Voltemada's not really had a kick since I've seen it. I have only seen since minute 34 because we watched the end of the Wrexham game. Douglas Luiz is 12th. Is he really? Wow. Okay. Douglas Luiz is 12th. I'm trying to think of more Brazilian players that we would include. Not Juninho. Joe Linton. There's got to be more Brazilian players. I feel like I'm having a blind spot with Brazilian players in the Premier League. Oscar wasn't really in the Prem for that long, was he? Oscar, Robinho. Well, Robinho definitely wasn't. What about Ilano or Giovanni? Bet Giovanni was. Giovanni played for City and for Hull. Bet Giovanni maybe was. Juninho, Giovanni, Gabriel Jesus, of course. Yeah. Jane says, can we do an Arsenal quiz, please? We'll do. I promise you we'll do an Arsenal quiz when we watch them on Wednesday. We're doing Arsenal. I'll be live on for Arsenal on Wednesday, Jane, and we will, I promise you, do an Arsenal quiz. Leverkusen against Arsenal, 5:45. Martinelli, of course. Yeah, Martinelli. Martinelli's another good shout. Jesus is second. Oscar 13th. Joe Linton's 11th. Doku dragged down there, is he? Yeah. It's going to be a yellow card, that. Yellow card. Why is Pep Guardiola raging there? Why is he raging there? Is he saying he wants him sent off? Is he saying he wants him sent off? I think Pep Guardiola's just been booked. Why has he been booked for that? Let's watch it back. What was he claiming he wanted him sent off for? Let's watch. As Trafford kicks it, Doku spins, and on the turn, he didn't even give the foul. Yeah, that's poor, that. That is poor from the ref, to be fair. I get that. I understand that. Richarlison. Yeah, Richarlison's a good shout. Right, so far we've got Martinelli, Jesus, Richie, Martinelli, Jesus, Janino, Giovanni, Oscar, Joe Linton, Douglas Luiz. What about David Luiz? David Luiz was in the Prem for a long time. Could it be David Luiz? Robert, who you wanting to win tonight, Key? I'd rather Newcastle, to be honest, but I think it'll be City. Broken Verdict says, no way people are saying Pele. Are people alright? I think they're just throwing a joke out there. I don't think anyone's actually saying Pele. Seriously. Bruno Guimaraes, Coutinho. As if I've not said Coutinho. I'm ashamed. Coutinho, of course. Absolute numpty. That's ridiculous, that. Honestly, I want to close the channel down for that. That's how bad I feel. Gilberto Silva, Coutinho, Bruno Guimaraes, Fred. Fred, no, surely not. Cunha's not a bad shout, though. I bet Cunha's up there. Cunha, 47. Oh, Coutinho, number 5. Number 5, 47 goals. Okay. Madhouse, it's embarrassing, Key. It's honestly, it's shameful. Absolutely shameful. I've let the side down. Cunha's a good shout. Don't know about Casemiro, but we'll request the top 15 Brazilian Premier League goal scorers of all time. So far, we've got Firmino, Willian, Douglas Luiz, Joe Linton, Oscar, Jesus, Martinelli, Richarlison, Coutinho. Bruno Guimaraes is number 9 as well. Good answer. Yeah, so Bruno's right. Coutinho's right. Richie's right. Martinelli, Jesus, Oscar, Joe Linton, Douglas Luiz, Willian and Firmino. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's only 5 left to go. Still 5 to go. Not Robinho. Surely not 5. Surely not Robinho. Richarlison we've already got. Rafinha. Can't see Rafinha. Cunha's number 8. Good answer. So Cunha's up there. So that's 11. So we've only got 4 left to get. João Pedro. Oh, of course. Got to be João Pedro. Got to be João Pedro. Still missing 4. Yeah, João Pedro's definitely in there. Definitely. Did we not get Giovanni? Or Ilano. What about Ilano for City? He seemed to score a few. Gabriel's number 14. As in the actual Arsenal centre-back. I mean, Christ, they do live off corners, but he's in there. Gabriel. Unbelievable. Gabriel, number 14, in the Brazilian all-time top scorers list in the Prem. 20 goals, gets you in the top 15. There you go. That tells its own tale. João Pedro's number 7 with 36 goals. Okay, here's one in the list just about to come on for Newcastle. Joe Linton about to enter the fray. Tell you what, the referee is probably going to have he might end up sending off Pep if he's not careful here. Lucas Moura, Ronnie, that's a brilliant shout. Lucas Moura's a great shout. Yeah, Lucas was in for a while, wasn't he? Dan Burn, has he been subbed off or is he coming on, Dan? Wiss is about to come on. Fernandinho. I bet Fernandinho got enough to sneak in. He was in the Prem for a long time. Yeah. Lucas Moura's number 15, 20 goals. What about Fernandinho? One left, absolute baller, says Dan. Well, if he's a baller, I'm assuming he's an Arsenal player. So if he's a baller, an Arsenal baller. Gilberto Silva, we already had him. Edu, maybe Edu. Eduardo, he was Croatian, wasn't he? He was born in Brazil, though. Lucas Leiva got about 2 goals in his entire Liverpool career, didn't he? Janino, we've already said. Yeah, Janino, we've already said. City corner. Over to the far side. Huge chance. Oh, unlucky. Good save from Ramsdale. Nico O'Reilly very nearly making it 3-1 City. So far, we're doing the top 15 Brazilian goal scorers in Premier League history just while the game's going on. Someone in the chat said, can you name them, Key? And I really struggled, to be honest. So far, we've got Firmino, Willian, Douglas Luiz, Joe Linton, Oscar. City corner, header, over the bar. It's going to be a City corner again, is it? Yeah, another City corner. Gabriel from Arsenal, Oscar, Gabriel Jesus, Martinelli, Richarlison, Coutinho, Bruno Guimaraes and Cunha. It's not Paqueta, not Paqueta. Who else is it? Did we say? Anthony, Fernandinho. Is it Fernandinho, Dan? Not Fernandinho. Oh, he's already said that. He's already said it's not Fernandinho. Sorry. We've already said Joe Linton. It's Luke says, how many goals was 15th? Has Thiago hit enough at Brentford to get in? 15th was 20 goals. So I don't think Thiago's yet done enough. Janino is the right answer. There you go. No, it is Janino. Love that. Well, hey, well done, everyone in the chat. We've got it. Janino is the right answer. Absolute baller. Yeah, Janino. Little Janino. The little Brazilian magician. Fabulous player. Loved watching him back in the day. Good quiz, that, Dan. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that. Dan says 82 goals for Firmino, top number 1. Crazy low for Brazil. Didn't get enough starts for Brazil. Yeah, they always seem to prefer Richarlison over Firmino, and that always baffled me. Joe Linton has come on for Ilanga, and Asula is about to come off for Johan Wissa. So Newcastle just stepping it up a little bit. I'm not sure why they started with such a weak squad. I've got to be honest, it was really poor from Newcastle. I thought they'd go a bit stronger. Trippier's also coming off for Dan Burn, and the captaincy's gone on to Dan Burn. Newcastle should be a little bit more of a threat from set pieces now with big Dan Burn on. Robert says Igor Thiago is 2 off equaling 20. Well, there you go. Hey, Igor Thiago might well be in that list in another couple of months. Maybe by the end of the season, if he gets another 3, Igor Thiago will be in the top 15 Brazilians. He'll knock off Gabriel, won't he? Gabriel Magalhaes. Broken verdict. Oddly, not that many Brazilians in the Prem. All of them in La Liga. They can't take it on a cold, wet and windy night in Stoke, mate. That's always been the problem with Brazilians. They also have a very a short shelf life is what I was going to say. They have a very short shelf life in the majority of Brazilians. Not all of them, obviously. Like you look at Firmino, you look at Lucas, you look at Fernandinho, of course. Lots of Brazilians who do play on for a long time. But generally speaking, like I think it's quite a common thread. Maybe it's part of the mentality, isn't it? That they like United players were talking about it on the overlap with Anderson, like just not training very well and they just rock up to the games. A lot of the time they don't. Oh, what a ball that is! What a ball that is! It was shocking from Savinho. Tell you what, who's John Stones? John Stones, I don't care what anyone says, is the best centre half we've seen in the Premier League for ages at doing that. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. Breaking the lines like that, he was an absolute cheat code for City for so many years, and he's there rolling back the clock. Unbelievable. Dan, right, I can get back to me scran now. Some grafties quizzes. Mate, try and do one every single game. We did 512 games last year. Trying to do 500 plus quizzes for this year. Strike! Oh, what a goal! Marmouche again. Newcastle 1, City 3. Game set. I told you it's done. That's it done. Absolute rasper into the top corner. Marmouche. There's still one Egyptian that can finish in the Premier League. There he is. What a goal. Absolutely sensational. It's a fabulous finish. Just opens his body up. Smashes it in the top corner. And look at Pep Guardiola screaming, I'm sorry. He's so sarcastic. But there you go. Newcastle they're done. They're boxed off here. That's it. I think the referee might even send off Pep for a bit of dissent. Jane says, bye-bye, Newcastle. Kevin says, good luck, my brother. Good to see you, Kevin. T. Bliss, what a hit. It was a screamer, that, wasn't it? To be honest, City should have finished the game off a few minutes ago. Robert says, Key, isn't it mad how Balotelli is the only Italian to win the Premier League? He's not. No, he's not. No, mate. Chiesa won it last year for Liverpool. Robert, what's your starting England 11 key? Hate me, but I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin should replace Watkins. I don't think Watkins will go on the plane. I think, yeah, there is a chance Dominic Calvert-Lewin goes, but I'm not sure he does. If he does go, I think it's just because of the odd occasion where we'll need, like, maybe we're chasing a goal late in the game and putting Calvert-Lewin on means he'll win everything aerially. He's that sort of a player. John says he should be sorry about the 115 charges he's got behind his head. He's not responsible for them, John, though, is he? It's not his fault. It's not his fault. Here's Marmouche. Wonderful play into Doku. City really roaring here. Should be. Oh, was nearly 4 there. We do recover, says, what's the score? It's Newcastle 1, City 3. They're flying now, City. They're absolutely flying. This could be any score. Could be 5 or 6, honestly. They just keep hurting Newcastle. Newcastle are a bit of a daze. They're just... If City could finish... Doku rolls it across the 6-yard box, and Savinho's just got to tap it into an empty net. He just gets it all wrong. LFC Mike says Jorginho as well, I think. No, I don't think Jorginho won it. I don't think he ever won it. Carlo Cudicini also was at Chelsea when they won it, but he never played enough games to win it. I don't think Jorginho's done it. John says he will 100% be behind at least a couple of them, or at least know of them. Well, I mean, most people know of them, but he doesn't get any say in how the club's run, does he? It's not his job. His job's the football side. Broken Verdict says, as the quote goes, Brazilians are the light that burns twice as bright, burns half as long. Proper ballers that don't last. Yes, that's far more eloquent than I could have ever done it, mate. That's fabulous. Love that. That is exactly the phrase that I was going for, or at least the sentiment that I was going for, but I didn't quite get that far. So thank you very much. You articulated exactly where I was going for. Newcastle, it's going to be a corner, is it? No, throw in on the far side. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, there's a lot of Brazilians who sadly just as they get to the end of the 20s, just tail off very, very quickly. And, you know, Ronaldinho was like that. Adriano was like that. Ronaldo. Oscar to some... Well, not Oscar. Oscar went to China, didn't he? So maybe with Oscar. But a lot of the best Brazilian players, it feels like just... Yeah, they get to kind of 28, 29, and that's them done. They've had the years. They're fine. Newcastle, they've got to get one back in the next 10 minutes. If they can get one back in the next 10 minutes, there's still a chance. Louis says same thing like in the Carabao Cup. They got absolutely dominated, Newcastle. And Brian Talk says, stream W us, my man. Don't know what you mean, Brian. What are we saying? LFC Mike says, wonder what the least represented nationality in the Prem is. The least represented nationality in the Prem. That's a good question, actually. How many? Well, do you know what? I bet there's a fair few. Let's have a look. So there's only ever been 2 Venezuelans in the Premier League. One of them is Fernando Amorebieta, who played for Fulham in one season. And the other one is obviously Salomon Rondon, who made lots of appearances for West Brom, Newcastle and Everton. So you could maybe look at Venezuela for one who's got, very few. There's only ever been 2 Brazilians, Jem Moreno, who played for Borough, and Marcelo Moreno, who played for Wigan. There's one Suriname player. One player from Suriname in the history of the Premier League, Ryan Donk, who made 16 appearances for West Brom. You could have that. There's been one Guatemalan in the history of the Premier League, Nathaniel Mendez-Lang, who played for Cardiff City. One Dominican, Junior Firpo, played for Leeds not that long ago. One Cuban, Onel Hernandez. It's quite a lot, isn't it, actually? It's quite a lot of, only one countryman. Malta. Is there one for Malta? Yeah, Malta. Dylan Kerr for Leeds in 92-93. Andy says, I don't help myself using word which I see as football banter could see me lose my TikTok page. I don't know which one you mean, Andy. Don't use it, obviously, but I didn't see you use any word, so I apologise if you've already said it. Don't say it again. Yeah, but I didn't see you use any word. One Angolan. Angolan would be Manuccio, wouldn't it? Dan Ashenden, Gibraltar. Haiti, there's a couple. Haiti, isn't John Rickner Bellegarde, who plays for Wolves? He's Haitian. Gibraltar was Danny Higginbottom, and there's been a couple of other Gibraltans. I think that's the word for multiple people from Gibraltar. Gibraltans. Just the one. How many Just the one Malteser, though. Ryan says it's 0-1 Barcelona v Bilbao. It was Lamine Yamal who scored. I've got Bilbao to... No, I've got Barcelona to win that one, sorry. Dylan says Gordon on, but I think it's too late. And Kusanov is the first Uzbek, I think. Let's have a look, actually. Yeah, Kusanov is the first Uzbek. There's also only been one Filipino, Neil Etheridge, the Cardiff City goalkeeper. One Pakistani, which was Zesh Rayman, who played for Fulham, and one player from Oman, which is Ali Al-Habsi. Obviously, he played for Wigan and Bolton. He was at Wigan for a very long time. Won the FA Cup with Wigan, didn't he, Ali Al-Habsi? Dan says Bellegarde is the only one. Are you sure? Don't think he is, you know. No, he's not. Hannes Delacroix played for Burnley in 23-24. Hannes Delacroix. He's another Haitian who's played in the Premier League. He only made... How many appearances did he make in the Prem? 12. Made 12 appearances in the Premier League for Burnley. I don't even remember his name. There you go. Hannes Delacroix. The first Haitian, I believe. Dino, how are you, Key? I'm very good, sir. How are you, more importantly? If you're new around here, I will just say again, a little bit of shameless self-promotion. I don't do it very often, but if you haven't already, make sure you've hit like on the live. Make sure you have subscribed if you're enjoying it. If you're not enjoying it, then don't subscribe. Stay away from it. It's not for you. But if you do enjoy these watch-alongs, you do enjoy the quizzes and the banter back and forth in the chat. Lots of great people in the chat. Some wonderful fans who watch with us. And we watch games of footy every day. This is what we do every single day. We're not a fan channel, you know, Liverpool or Man United or Arsenal or Chelsea or whatever. We watch everyone. And we chat football throughout. And it's always good fun. And all in good heart, good banter. And we sometimes go off topic. And we will be doing the World Cup every single day across the World Cup as well. But yeah, tomorrow we're live. We've done Wrexham Chelsea tonight. We're doing Newcastle City now, obviously. 3-1 up City with 75 minutes on the clock. Tomorrow it's Rangers Celtic. Big game at Ibrox. Scottish Cup quarter final. 2-2 it was last week in the Old Firm. And then we're doing Inter Milan against AC Milan. The Derby della Madonnina in Serie A. AC Milan desperate to win that one. 10 points off the top of Serie A. Chasing down that Scudetto. I don't think Napoli are 11 points behind Inter, aren't they? Napoli desperately need to start winning some games. And they need Inter to start dropping points. So, yeah, everyone will be cheering on AC Milan tomorrow. Newcastle are in here. Trafford comes out. Good goalkeeping. Had to be quick off his line there. Fremo, if Barca win. Oh, nice. Good lad. LFC Mike says, doesn't Hamza Chowdhury represent Pakistan? I think he does now, doesn't? No, Bangladesh. Bangladesh is Hamza Chowdhury. Yeah, Hamza Chowdhury's Bangladesh. Zesh Rayman was Pakistan. Yeah. 14. Wow, well done. That's pretty good going, that. Dino, not bad, mate. I enjoy your watch along. Respect to you. Cheers, man. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I love that we just all have that's what we do every day. I love it. I'm very, very lucky. This is what I get to do. I am blessed. Well, sometimes I feel blessed. Other times I get non-stop grief in the chat. And then it doesn't always feel like a blessing. Louis, do you reckon City will win the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup? And what do you reckon will happen with the league? I personally think, mate, that it will boil down to who wins in that Carabao Cup final. City beat Arsenal. I genuinely think they might go on and do them in the league. Especially because I just think psychologically Arsenal, they're so wired to needing to get a result over City. At some point this season, Arsenal have to go and beat City in 90 minutes. If they do it, whether it be in the final or in the game at the Etihad, then the league's theirs. And fair play to them. They've been the best team this season. If City do win the league, I don't even think it's City winning the league. It's Arsenal throwing it away. They will have literally thrown it away. So, do I think City win the Carabao Cup? Yes. I think City psychologically have the edge on Arsenal right now. In terms of the FA Cup, it's still anyone's. Liverpool, Arsenal are still in it. Chelsea is still in it. City probably win this now. City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, all still in it. Who else is still in it, actually? West Ham and Brentford on Monday. Possibly Sunderland. Possibly, Leeds and Norwich. Fulham, Southampton. Both of them tomorrow. You couldn't really call either of them. So I don't know. I think it's a long way to go. Long way to go in the FA Cup. Sarah, Joe Gomez is half Gambian. Does that count? Is he really? I didn't know that. Broken verdict. There is no way I actually said Ivory Coast. What a howl that I've had there. Ivory Coast. Louisa, oh, we've done that one, sorry. Is there many from Gambia? Gambia is Yankuba Minter. Yeah, oh, yeah, Yankuba Minter. I was going to say he's Gambian. Let's have a look at Gambia. Bet there's more than, it's definitely more than just Yankuba Minter. Oh, Modu Barrow. Do you remember Modu Barrow from Swansea? Yeah, Modu Barrow from Swansea. He was Gambian, or is Gambian. I think he's changed nationality since. I hate AC, says Madhouse. And Suzanne says, so when are Orlando Pirates playing? When Orlando Pirates are playing, maybe over the summer, because we might well do some. We have already done a couple of Orlando Pirates games. Didn't we do Orlando Pirates at the Club World Cup? Can't remember if we did or not. Either way, I'll try. We certainly will try. We always get creative in the summer because the pledge is that we do a game every day. And it gets difficult sometimes because there's some times where you look and you're like, there's literally no fixtures on anywhere in the world. So we have to get creative and I'll go live and we'll watch a bit of, I don't know, the Latvian second division. If that's all we've got to watch, I promise you we'll watch it. Father Monk, do you ever talk about your own team or is it always about everyone else? No, we do talk about Liverpool, usually when Liverpool are playing, if people want to talk about Liverpool. I tend to just get asked questions in the chat and we talk about it together as a community, really. So we talk about different teams all the time. Watching Newcastle and City right now, but we've already talked about, we've done quizzes on Everton, we've talked about Chelsea and Wrexham, of course. We talked about the FA Cup and whether or not who'll win it. But we've been dragged off on a tangent. We talked about the World Cup, full stop. So yeah, it's a bit of everything, really. 124, Wanyuri, 25 million. Take it or leave it. I think Wanyuri will go probably for a little bit more than 25 million, but I think he'll go in the summer. Mietel says, I remember when Leicester won the Premier League season 10 years ago, Kante, Mahrez, Vardy and so forth. That team was fire. They were fantastic, that Leicester team, weren't they? Broken verdict, watch the United treble key. Yeah, fat chance of that. Fat chance of that. Schmeichel doing a cartwheel. Not a cartwheel, it was like a front flip, wasn't it? The one that he did on the Nou Camp pitch when Bayern Munich collapsed. I hated that game. They were winning Bayern, and I went out on my bike. I remember I was only about, I don't know, maybe 10, riding round on my bike on the front, and I just heard a massive cheer. And I thought it was full time because there was a load of Liverpool fans in our street, obviously. And it was a United goal. I think it was the Sheringham goal. And then I went inside, and by the time I'd put my bike down and got inside, and Solskjaer has won it. Fucking bastards. Brendan, have you talked about whether you slot in or slot out? I've not yet. No, I've not. Just paper. Who does Key support? Big Liverpool fan, mate. Yeah. Mackenzie, Newcastle this season are 1 step forward, 2 steps back. It's very much that way with Newcastle. It's sad. It's a very good side on paper, but I don't think Eddie Howe is getting the best out of him, if I'm dead honest. I know Joe won't thank me for saying it. Joe, one of our long-time watchers, and he's a mod as well on YouTube, big Newcastle fan. He likes Eddie Howe a lot, and he gets quite defensive and upset at the fact that there's criticism from the Newcastle fan base towards Eddie Howe. But I do feel like they should be doing better with the quality they have, and I do think that they haven't. I can't get on board with the things like Voltemade starting in midfield. I don't understand that. I'll never understand that. I don't know why he's doing it. Madhouse, didn't Liverpool win the treble once under Julia? We did, yes. We won. Well, we won 5 trophies in one season under Julia. We won the FA Cup, the UEFA Cup, the League Cup, and then we won the Charity Shield and the Super Cup, all in the space of like 6 months. Do you watch women's football? Not like as a general course throughout the season. Like, we won't watch the WSL as a natural sort of part of the... I've never watched women's football, generally speaking. I don't know anything about women's football. I don't really know where I stand with women's football, if I'm dead honest. And that's not like... I just don't know. There's teams like Gotham FC. I don't know who's good. I don't know who's bad. I don't know any of the players' names. I'm sure I could get to know them, but I don't really know an awful lot about the game. So I feel like I'm not really a subject matter expert on the women's game in the same way that I would say I've watched the men's game all my life. And it is very different in the women's game. So I don't generally watch it. However, we have watched an awful lot of women's football on this channel. A lot more than I would have thought we'd have watched. Put it this way, we watched pretty much every game, I think, in the Women's Euros. Or the vast majority of them anyway. We watched loads of Women's Euros games last summer. We also watched a lot of the Women's European Championship, the Under-19s Women's European Championships, which were going on last summer. Watched a couple of them. So yeah, we have done women's football, but I don't generally choose to. Brother BKL, yo, shout out to everyone in the chat, including Key Thomas. Keep up the good work on the channel, appreciate it. And shout out from the South Bronx. Wow, love that. Brother BKL Contreras, a.k.a. Sportainment guy. Mate, huge appreciation, love that. Go and check out the channel. Brother BKL, love it. Love your stuff, mate. Thank you very much. Appreciate your lovely message. Rachel says, I can remember when Wimbledon beat Liverpool in the FA Cup. I was not pleased. Yeah, that was Dave Besant in the FA Cup final, wasn't it? Swifty, Howe could easily go this summer. Newcastle have had a poor season. And Brendan says they have been shite this season. I like Eddie Howe, but you're right. He hasn't got the best out of them. Sometimes a manager has just taken a group as far as he can. Does it remind me a little bit, or it does remind me a little bit of when David Moyes kind of got to he plateaued with Everton a little bit and then he went to United. I don't think he ever could have got them beyond like 5th, 6th where they were. They were floating around there every season. That's an achievement in itself. But he never really could kick them on without the extra money and without maybe a bit more backing. I don't think Eddie Howe can do much more with this Newcastle squad. Unless there's like a significant investment. He's got them Champions League footy twice. He's got them in Europe 2 or 3 times, and they've won a League Cup. He deserves a massive pat on the back, and I think he deserves massive credit, but I don't think he takes them any further. I think he does probably leave sooner rather than later. But the interesting thing is, I honestly don't know where would be next for Eddie Howe. Like, whenever you ask any... Like, as good a job as Eddie Howe has done, if you were to ask... how's that gone in? Oh, it's just wide. Yeah, if you were to ask any Spurs fan, for example, given where they are in the league, we'll give you Eddie Howe as manager. I bet you a lot of them would have questions. They'd raise an eyebrow. They'd be like, not sure about Eddie Howe. You'd say the same with Villa. If Villa sacked Unai Emery and they appointed Eddie Howe, I guarantee there'd be a load of Villa fans who would be, that's a weird appointment, I don't like that. He's like a really underwhelming signing, and it's such a shame, because I think, again, if his name was Eduardo Howatini, there might be a little bit more clamour for him. A lot of people like... I don't know why that's clamour. But there would be a lot more clamour for him, because, yeah, maybe it's just an unpopular English thing. 124, he'll go and get the PSG job next year. You know what? I was going to say, I do think he probably needs to go abroad to become more fashionable. Maybe a little bit like some of the English players have done. Like Scott McTominay, not a fashionable British player, goes abroad in the Ballon d'Or list. Harry Kane was always thought of as a top centre-forward at Spurs. But at Bayern now, people genuinely think, when you think who's the best centre-forward in the world, it's like Harry Kane. It's not even close, is it? Harry Kane's the best centre-forward in the world. And I don't think he'd have been that if he was still at Spurs. So just going abroad changes that perception, doesn't it? And it is that thing, I think. Dan, I watch women's football and enjoy it. I enjoyed the Euros. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with enjoying it. I absolutely enjoy watching it. It's just that I know where I am with the men's game. That's ultimately where I stand with it. Is I know where I am. I know the teams. I know the players. I can have a conversation with people about the men's game. I can't really do that in the women's game because I don't really know any of them. So it'd probably take me a while. But we will watch more. We still do. Like I said, we will watch the women's game on here. And we do watch. We have watched and we will watch more, I'm sure. Dan says, always rated. Howatini, think Newcastle should consider him. And Swifty says, not sure Newcastle can keep their best players, which is crazy given their owners. The side needs to be challenging for big players to stay. Well, Tonali is certainly one who it looked likely he was going to go in the summer. In January, wasn't it? Wasn't it his agent? His agent was touting him out in January. Right, here we go. Newcastle free kick. If they pinch one here, 89 minutes on the clock. If Newcastle can score one here, maybe, just maybe, they can get one back. Oh, they could maybe still have got back into it. If they'd got one there, there's always a chance. That's terrible. No, that's shocking. 124 says Newcastle should get Hoeneß. Yeah, Sebastian Hoeneß from Stuttgart. Excellent manager. Here's Semenyo. Broken Verdict says, sorry for reporting the question, Key, but who is the biggest EPL traitor? Oh, repeating the question. Who's the biggest EPL traitor? For me, it would be Tevez, but Sol Campbell, RVP, Cole are all a shout. I think you've got to say Sol Campbell. It's got to be Sol Campbell, hasn't it? Sol Campbell was saying, like, literally in interviews, I'm not leaving. I'm not going on a free. I'm not going anywhere. And then he left on a free to join the biggest rivals. That's like I can't tell you. I honestly can't tell you how gutted I would be if Gerrard left and joined United. It would kill me. It would kill me, and that would never ever. I don't think I'd ever get over that. I'll be honest. I'm still mad about Owen joining United, and as soon as he joined Real Madrid, he was basically, you know, without sounding like a 14-year-old girl and very dramatic, he was dead to me. At the point Michael Owen went to Madrid, he'd broken that love, he'd gone. And I understood him going to Madrid to some degree, but he went to Madrid, and that was certainly him going to United. And even that I understood from a footballing perspective. He had offers from United, Stoke, and Everton on the table. I'd have probably gone United as well. He went and he won a league title, so fair play to him, but still, a little bit ratty. City into the area. Edge of the box. Strike! Oh, over the bar. There's 5 minutes of added on time. We're already into 91.07, so still another 4 to go. Rachel says Rachel Todd says, half of my family support Tottenham Hotspur. I will ask my nephew the next time he rings me. Oh, love that. Yeah, listen, come back in and tell us who you think. Brother says it's true. Harry Kane became popular and the best centre forward, but I'm not too sure if he's pretty good though in the Bundesliga. He's doing very well in the Bundesliga. Matt says we can't be watching rivals getting success and winning things. Dan says worth considering and trying streaming ladies matches and perhaps gain some more subs. Just a thought. Yeah, maybe. Listen, like I said, I'm not diminishing it in any way. It's more, I guess, my own thing is that I've never watched it before starting the channel. At least only casually. I've probably watched it in like bits. And I've been to a couple of ladies' games as well, because when I obviously from St Helens, Liverpool ladies played. I think they still do play at St Helens Stadium. So yeah, I've been to a few ladies' games, but I've never like sat there and gone, I'm going to watch it and follow the season closely and whatever. And that's probably on me as much as anything else. But yeah, I've absolutely no problem watching it. It's usually there's always a men's game on that, especially at this time of the season when it's getting into the nitty gritty. You know, if it's Newcastle against Barcelona in the Champions League on Wednesday night, but there's also I don't know. Leon are a decent women's team, aren't they, I believe? So Leon against Gotham FC or Leon. I don't know. But Leon against whoever in the Women's Champions League. Ultimately, the Newcastle Barca game's always going to win, in my mind. But in the summer, when the Women's Euros were on, we frequently chose the Women's Euros over other men's games. And I enjoyed it. It was good fun. Dan says, Sol Campbell, what a man. Matt says, Key, you won't be covering the Carabao Cup final, surely. Why not? Yeah, absolutely I will. Absolutely. Broken Verdict says, Owen doesn't have a home, though. He's not a United legend. Most United fans think he was good, but that's about it. It's clear, though, that he loved Liverpool more than United from his match reactions. Owen really, really wanted to come back to Liverpool at multiple times, and we never gave him that chance. But he scored the winner for United in the Manchester City obviously a Manchester derby, and scored for United in a cup final as well against Aston Villa. Doesn't maybe get enough credit, Michael Owen, for his time at United. Dan, how young are you, Key? How young am I? I'm 35. Andrews, son of beef, to be fair, if Owen had any respect for us, he would have picked Stoke. Well, he did end up going to Stoke, didn't he, in the end? And he finished his career at Stoke. Wonder May Jinjima says, what was Liverpool's first ever title? First ever title? I don't know, it might have been back in the early 1900s, maybe. Couldn't tell you. Genuinely couldn't tell you. Pre-war, I think. Sol Campbell was the worst. Sol Campbell was the worst. Never liked the look of that bum. What was wrong with his bum? I was going to say, I just thought Sol Campbell was a wonderful player, but I can't believe that he was so, the cheek to actually come out in an interview and say, I'm not going there and I'm not leaving on a free, and just actually did it. So wrong. Matt, I thought that you were filming in the Never a Foul studio. Never a Foul studio? No, it's the Can We Get a Check, Sir? Can we get a check on that, sir? Productions. Dennis, why have you got so many phones on stands? They're all burner phones. Fitz says wool. I am a wool, yes. It's full time. Newcastle 1, Manchester City 3. There you go. Game, set and match. Right. Listen. Thank you, everyone, for your comments, your likes, your shares. I really appreciate everyone that's been in the chat tonight. If you haven't already, make sure you've liked, make sure you've subscribed as well. I am live every day watching games of football with you. That's what we do here. We're live tomorrow for 2 more. Rangers against Celtic. Tomorrow's massive. It's derby day tomorrow. Rangers Celtic, AC Milan against Inter Milan. I'll be watching both of them. Hopefully you'll join me. So we'll do both of those tomorrow, and then we'll also be live on Monday for Brentford against West Ham in the FA Cup. Final round of the FA Cup, that one. And we'll also have the FA Cup draw just before it. So we'll see who everyone will get. We'll see who'll get Liverpool and City and Arsenal and Chelsea. And who else? Maybe Fulham. Fulham are playing Southampton tomorrow. Leeds are playing Norwich tomorrow. Sunderland play Port Vale tomorrow as well. So we'll see who gets who on Monday in the FA Cup. But tomorrow we're watching Rangers against Celtic and AC Milan against Inter Milan. So thank you. Massive thank you to everyone in the chat. Really appreciate it. As I said, if you haven't already, make sure you've hit like. Make sure you've subscribed. If you want to see more of these watch-alongs, make sure you subscribe. If you don't want to see more of them, then don't subscribe. Forget about it. But I really appreciate you being in the chat anyway. Enjoy your Saturday night, whatever you're doing with it. There's not long left of it, but enjoy your Saturday night, and I'll see you all tomorrow again for Rangers Celtic. It's a 1 p.m. kickoff, so I'll be live from about 12:30. Take it easy. See you tomorrow lunchtime. Ta-da.